Hi folks, my name is Payman. Today is September 29th, 2025. Um, I'm working 7 days a week. I really don't have a time. Like in one day, I put 6 hours to produce nice essay at the highest standard. So whenever I have a time, I sit down and I write a piece. Um, and I wrote a piece about Charlie Kirk. My deepest condolence to his surviving family. I feel really bad about what happened to him. The individuals that were behind his assassination, I hope those individuals, using plural, individuals, will be apprehended and will face swift justice. I don't want to see someone is walking away from this horrendous crime that they have committed. But now my point, my conversation is with Iranian people. And I decided to make one English. This video clip will be totally English, and I will make another video clip in Persian language. And it was very disappointing. The whole thing, like I made a blog, and you could, the link to my blog, it's in the description of this video clip. You could click on it and you read the whole version of it. In this video clip, I will be just touching some of the issues. I will not be going through to talk about it in a detail. So what happened? Okay, Charlie Kirk comes and says there's a video clip of him, and that video clip also it is in my blog. You could click on it and it will take you to my Facebook, and you could watch that video clip. Okay, but you already may have watched this video clip yourself, that Charlie Kirk says that wokeism, Marxism, and Islamism have destroyed the way of American dreams. And he says the United States of America is a Christian nation. So many people are standing up, they're giving him outstanding ovation. And Iranian people are doing the same thing. They are like on a different social media platforms. They're giving him outstanding ovation to him because they think, oh, look at him, look at him. But they're not thinking. Nobody is really thinking. What Charlie Kirk says, it is absolutely horrific. It's really his statements are needs to be reevaluated, and people need to understand what he's saying. I also would like to say Charlie Kirk advocated for freedom of speech, and if he was here today, I don't know him. I never met him. I wish I knew him, and I would build a dialogue with him because he enjoy that freedom of expression, and we would have a good conversation. I would have a really good conversation with him, and I would enjoy his company. And this is not written in a way to put him down, but it is the way I'm really disappointed about people of Iran, because in 1979 they say we saw Khomeini on the moon, so we're going to revolt against the Pahlavi dynasty. But they did. It took them since 1979 until 2025 to realize they made a mistake. It is the same thing. They didn't learn anything from 1979 revolution in Iran. So, what is wokeism? Okay, wokeism goes back to the time of slavery. That Americans from North America traveled to Africa. They kidnapped people. They brought them to the North American continent, and exploiting their labors and took advantage of them. And according to the History Channel, that is how the US became financially powerful, because they generate revenue that they didn't pay money to the workers. So it is a problem. That's a problem. So, and in the 1930s, the notion of wokeism comes. It means that African Americans are waking up and understanding the injustice their ancestors face. And that notion of wokeism begins to spread around LGBTQ, economic inequality, gender inequality. It begins to spread around. So that is what happened. If Americans, white European people who settle in North America, they would not go to Africa, kidnap people, today the USA would not have wokeism. So Charlie Kirk is distorting historical facts for his own benefit, and he's saying, let's ignore what we did in the past. And it cannot be ignored. One thing I like, after I posted um, my blog, initially I remember, like, what happens to the Nazi Germany after World War II. Those officers went to the Nuremberg trial and they face justice for crime against humanity. What the North American people did to the African people is not any different than what happened to the Nuremberg trial. It is same as what North American people did to the African people. It is a crime against humanity. You stole people physically, grab them, put them into the ship, and we're gonna take you away. So it is really wake up call for us. I'm not going to talk about Marxism versus capitalism because this is really big, but I have written it in my blog. Marxism and capitalism are like a yin yang concept. When there's a class conflict, one class begins to own property. When they're having a property, and it's not like, for example, I'm gonna have one apple and I will share the rest of it with you. No, another class begins to eat the whole apple, as many apples it's trying to take, because it's trying to make a profit from it. So what happened? Another class doesn't have anything, is going to remain destitute, and the class that has everything begins to push everybody, and most people are becoming destitute. And this is going back, we could trace it academically to the Industrial Revolution, but there was another book that I read it says goes back to the dawn of the history, capitalism. And it's true, there is a merit into it, but that's a different discussion. It is beyond the scope of this discussion that I had. That's not what I'm talking, but what happened, capitalism causes communism. So what happened when Russia was communist? People became capitalists, and now people want to become communists, because when you don't have it, you want to have it. That's the problem. That's what is one of the feature of humanity. I doubt that it will go away. It's gonna stay with us, because we already know the Western countries defeated Russia. Communism should have gone. We should have said, oh, it's finished, it's gone. Oh, but no, communism is coming back. I'm not happy about it. I'm a realistic person. I don't look at issues from a political ideology. That is very naive to look at issues from political ideology. I look at issues from realistic perspective. What is happening? Now I'm scrolling down to see what happens. This is what really bothered me. And Iranian people really didn't think about it properly. Is the USA really a Christian nation? In that case, what happened to the First Nations? First Nations were not Christian. First Nations, they had their own religion. What happened when the Mayflowers came to North America, they imposed their Christian values against First Nations, and they were forced to convert from their own religion to the Christianity. So that's the problem with Charlie Kirk's statement. He doesn't recognize anyone else. He just sees himself, his way of life. And he wants to live American dreams, to marry, to have a house, to have children. Nobody is holding him back from marrying. He was married. He had 2 children. He could do whatever he wanted. What people are asking for equality. They want to have access to that economic part. So now what is so disappointing for me is about people of Iran who are circulating this particular video clip and praising him, and they're not understanding what are they doing it. It is the same thing. They see the Khomeini on the moon. It is the same thing. It's not different. They didn't think about it. They didn't reach to the political maturity. Like, they're not understanding what to say. Of course, these people are going to label me as some form of a communist, as someone terrible. Okay, but so be it. But when people didn't reach to the political maturity, we have a long way to go. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you.